This is the most expensive record I've ever bought in my whole life. And I hope I never pay this much for a record ever again, but I had to have it. Up until now, the most expensive record I ever bought was my copy of Prince Emancipation. I think I paid a little under 70 bucks for it. Before that, it was a copy of Joy Division's Substance, an original pressing. I think I paid $31 for it. But this one, I paid almost 170 bucks for with tax and shipping. I'm an idiot, but I did it. It's not the most valuable record I own. I've got records back here worth 500 bucks, but I didn't pay 500 bucks for them. So, are you curious? Let's have a look. I showed this in a video a couple days ago, just a package, and some people freaked out that my address was exposed. I don't care. I mean, if you want to find me, you're going to find me. Man, I hope this is worth it. A friend of mine bought this record and showed it to me, and I thought, oh my God, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't get in on this record when I should have. Because there was a time when you could get in on this record relatively reasonable, but I missed that opportunity. You could have gotten it for well under $100. It was an Amazon exclusive. It came out last year in September. Man, this thing is not easy to open. And I threw my knife across the room. Me opening packages is probably really painful to watch one-handed, but you know what? We make it happen. Give me a minute and I will get this handled. And I'll cut my finger off in the process. And we'll get this handled. And maybe I'll save this package and use it for something else. Okay, so like I said, this record came out last year. I think it was September of 2024. It is the Saltburn soundtrack. A lot of you are wondering what that is. Well, it's a movie that came out last year. And it was an Amazon movie. This was an Amazon exclusive, this record. They released it like a normal version of it. Then they released what they called the Bathwater Edition, which is what we're going to be looking at today. It's in this package that I'm going to open. No, I don't have to open it. It's already open for me. And let me give you the track listing before we look at the record itself. And let me just go grab my glasses real quick here. Give me just a second. I'm going to give you the highlights. Stuff that I think is really cool on this record. Loneliness, Tomcraft. That's a great song. Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophie Ellis-Bextor. There's a scene in that movie where a guy dances around naked to that song. Sound of the Underground, Girls Aloud, Mr. Brightside, Killers, Satisfaction, Benny Benezzi, Have a Cheeky Christmas, The Cheeky Girls. Not my favorite songs. But, yeah, you're asking yourself, what are you doing, Brian? All right, let's look at the record itself, because that's really where it gets cool. Okay, here we go. And I actually paid for special shipping on this because, well, you'll see. I wanted it to come in. Look at this. There's a scene in the movie, a couple scenes in the movie involving bathtubs. So there's a bathwater edition of this record. Look at this. Isn't that cool? So look at the drain in the middle, and then there's soapy bathwater around it. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was talking to my son-in-law, and he said he's seen some lava lamp versions of records. I've never seen them. It's thicker than a normal record. I can feel it. But isn't that cool? That's why I bought it. I had to have it. I thought it was just so neat. What I have not done is seen this record on a turntable and how the liquid is going to act inside of the record with it on a turntable. So I would like to do that in this video. To do today's super weird experiment, I put, as you can see, a black slip mat on here. And I've turned off my monitors just to kind of get a little bit better light. Let's see how the liquid acts in the record when it's spinning. You ready? Seems to be kind of staying in place wherever it was when I put the record down. Just for fun, what if we kicked it up to 45? It's changing a little bit now, isn't it? As the record spins, it's probably going to change a little bit. Look at that. It's forming some interesting shapes. Of course, that's on 45. Now we got this puddle dripping out from the middle, as you might be able to see on the camera. I hope you can. It's kind of neat. But I was really curious how that was going to look on a turntable. So that's Saltburn, the Bathwater Edition, limited edition. And I probably did a foolish thing by buying it. Maybe you can buy this thing in a couple of years for a little bit of nothing. But I really wanted it, and I wanted to get it before it was too late. Yeah, look at this. The more it spins, the different patterns it makes, and that's kind of cool. Now it's a circular pattern, but it's not like a dead-on circle. And it's going to shift. Of course, that's on 45. Slower process if it's on 33. Maybe eventually it'll just kind of look round in the middle. You know what? I can't help myself. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's take the record off of here. And let's let it drip. Now put it back on. We'll go 33 this time. See what happens. See how long it takes to shift a pattern. It definitely did its thing at 45. And you can see that the liquid is kind of doing stuff that's a little different. It'll probably just take longer. I'll let the camera roll for a while if you're curious, because I'm curious. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Now it's all going to the edge. Look at that. It's just taking a little longer on 33. But it's the same effect. The longer it spins, the longer we can watch this pattern change. And for some of you, you may enjoy tripping out on stuff like this, so I just leave the camera rolling for a little while. I love record collecting. I typically don't buy new records. I tend to shy away from repressings unless I'm getting something like a Prince record that was never available on record in the first place. It was only a CD and cassette or DVD or whatever. So, but this is unusual. Being a new record, I just had to have it. And it does have a couple good jams on it. And this is the soundtrack, not the score. I'm sure the score is different. More of the classical music from the score. This is the music that they actually played in the film itself. Yeah, it's rounding off. It's just taking longer. Look at that. Huh. This is the one thing my friend couldn't show me because, well, he doesn't have a working record player right now. He's just collecting. And a lot of people are like that. And I normally play every record that I have, but man, I can't imagine me dropping the needle on this one. I just want to keep it just like it is. Put it all back together and put it up on the shelf in a safe place where it's not going to get crushed. I've even got some sleeves that I can use. Yeah, see, it's eventually rounding off. You can see it. It's just taking a while. Forgive the furnace from kicking on and off. That is neat. And it probably changes constantly. You can just trip on this thing as it goes around. Once it hits an oval, kind of like it's done right now, the oval is going to kind of distort, I'm sure. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to show you my record, my foolish purchase, and hopefully I get likes and comments and subscriptions from this video to help justify the purchase of this $170-ish record that I bought. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. What do you think of the record? Let us know. Practice and enjoy.